somebody sitting in their car. They be looking at looking at the screen and shit. But it's already recording, so we can. Yeah, so the lighting is good and everything.
I guess we'll do spoiler or non-spoiler first.
Oh yeah, the yeah, try to do the non-spoiler. Try to get it out of the way. Okay, all right.
Let's go.
Guys, Chris and Sean talking to the medias, and we just got through watching one of the best advanced screenings that we ever seen. We saw.
We seen it. Yeah.
And it was
exciting, man. That was exciting.
And I gotta say that Kong Skull Island overall, I had a great time with it. This is gonna be the non-spoiler. We're gonna do a spoilers and a non-spoilers. Gonna do a non-spoilers this time, so not gonna try to give away too much. And if we accidentally do, we'll
edit that shit out.
Yeah, get it out of there and whatnot. But overall, man, I'm pumped. I saw a really good ass movie, man. It was freaking awesome, dude. I mean, overall, what did you come out feeling? What were your expectations going in, and how do you feel right now that you've been enlightened?
Well, Chris,
I'm glad you asked.
I went in there, guys. I went in there kind of expecting this to suck, to be honest with you, because I was really excited about Godzilla, and parts of Godzilla were really good, and parts of it I thought were really bad. I would say overall that this was a better picture than Godzilla was.
Yeah.
It took you could tell that whoever made this, they took inspiration.
They studied Godzilla.
Yeah, you can tell what's working and what's not working. If I had to critique something bad about, say something trivial like the trailer, I would say I wish that they showed us less, because I think that the audience is really going to be excited when they get the full meal deal, so to speak, and actually watch the movie, as opposed to seeing glimpses of it on the trailer. I think that the trailer doesn't really give it justice. I think the actual movie, and I think that they picked a great villain. I guess he's a villain. Is he a villain? Samuel Jackson's a villain?
Kind of. Yeah. In the trailer gives it away that he
is a vendetta.
That he wants to man is king. We're gonna show Kong that man is. That was in the trailer, so it kind of gives.
He has a grudge.
Yeah, that grudge, and that's I feel like that's all we should say right there before going into it. On the spoilers review, I'm gonna give
in typical Sam Jackson fashion. He does a great job.
Exactly. The thing, it was, I went in there thinking that there was 3 Marvel characters in this. This is a Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures production.
Right.
But I felt like I was watching an Avengers reunion, and I thought about it with Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson. You had Loki. He
looked different. He looked big in this movie. He was working out, man. He's not bigger. The clothes are smaller.
He makes a exactly. Yeah, he made a comment. Yeah, he made a comment saying he looks bigger and stuff. But I know that the Marvel guys, when they trained up, even Joker, buffed up.
And they had armor, I guess, on his Loki, so you couldn't see him. But Middleton, he looked big in this movie.
Sean was like, dude, Middleton looks bigger. And I was like, no, his clothes look smaller. He's got that tight shirt on, the tight pants.
You can see it here. It looks like him, but the rest of him, he looks like he's a kind of superhero.
I kept expecting him to disappear and start quoting some Kong, I know not where he went, stuff like that.
He did a good job.
He's so Loki, but I'm thinking. So we had Loki, we had Nick Fury. And then, of course, the new girl. We haven't seen her movie yet, but she was in the. You haven't seen The Room.
No.
But that's the actress, and I'm forgetting her name. Sorry, you know how bad I'm with names I am. But she's gonna be the character Captain Marvel. If you're a comic book nerd, you know that Captain Marvel is the woman with the flight powers and the superpowers. If you are a fan of X-Men, you know that in the cartoon, Rogue, the girl who can steal powers, that's the character that she held on to for a long, long time and took her flight and strength powers away permanently. That's Captain Marvel. So that's the character that she's going to be playing in her movie. And Nick Fury is going to be in that with her. So it's going to be another return for those two. But then I thought about it. After funny guy Charles Riley, after it took me a while to figure it out. He was funny as hell, but then I thought about it. That's another Marvel connection. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. I forgot about that too, and I remembered it halfway through the movie. I'm like, that's another Marvel. This whole thing was a Marvel.
I think it was a really good idea for them to put Charles Riley in this.
It could have bombed big time, And it reminded me of Get Out, just like how the comedy just really worked.
Just random comedy in different places breaks up the the tension.
Yeah, and it fit because I mean, hell, you be on that island for that long, you go crazy, dude.
The pace of this movie was very, very, very good. Is not really a good word for it, but it was. The pacing was really consistently. You didn't get bored. You weren't just like sitting there just going like, because parts of Godzilla I kind of got bored and got a little too slow. This one, right out the chute, it starts with action and gives us backdrop, and then the introduction in typical Godzilla fashion. Even in the '98 Godzilla, it shows like the old atomic testing and all this other stuff, and it gives you dates reference to where our story picks up, which is I think like '73.
Goodman set the tone, man. He walks into the door and his whole department about like finding out if these things
very vague
are real, and it threw me off a little bit because at first I'm thinking like does he know these things are out there for a fact, and because he's seen them and whatnot. And then it kind of alludes that maybe he's seen it with his own eyes. Then it kind of alludes that maybe he just, I don't know. I just thought that maybe he was just a real smart guy, and he kind of
typical greedy corporation. They don't
maybe
want
it was a corporation. Exactly. I thought about that.
They don't want to give anybody too much information. They're just like, oh yeah, well, it's going to be great. Yeah, no, we need an army escort.
Exactly, and it's like, what is this guy's agenda? And he reminds me of Bill Paxton's. Am I saying, wait, is that not Bill Paxton? Who is it? I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Bill Paxton. Who just passed away. I'm sorry. Not. He reminds me of. Breaking Bad. I'm so bad with these names. Bryan Cranston. I'm mixing Bill Paxton and Bryan Cranston. I'm not jinxing anything. But he reminds me of Bryan Cranston's character that
we'll tell you
not in anything.
The spoiler review.
Well, because of the intensity of it and how he kind of sets the tone of the movie and whatnot. He's just a great actor that. Like, he's one of those actors, man, that just, like, to me, like, commands attention. Whenever he's on screen, I'm just, like, listening to him.
He never looks any older, either.
Yeah. I mean, he's aging and whatnot, but he still looks the same.
I've been watching him in the movie since the early 80s, and he really...
The only thing that's changing is his acting is getting better. Man, that's
his beard is a little grayer.
He just... To me, every time I see him on screen, he's just... Well, that's why he was back then, but now he's just one of those guys that just can carry a movie. And... Samuel L. Jackson's one of those guys too. So I guess without giving anything away, I guess let's go by the character. Hiddleston. I mean, his character.
He's a badass. SAS Special Forces.
I think that he proved in this movie that he can carry a film like by himself. Like he can. I don't know what franchise you would give him or whatnot. I don't know if there's a Loki movie coming in the works, but if there was anything that proved that he might be able to carry like Bond or something like that,
that would be an interesting Bond.
He's on the short list. It's, Elba and him and a couple other guys, Henry Cavill and whatnot. I think this movie to me has put Hiddleston up there a little bit. If I had him at 5, then he probably moved up to 2 or 3, maybe. Maybe he moved a couple of numbers. I don't know where I would put him right now, but wherever it was, he moved up a notch.
He's bumped up a couple.
He's bumped up, not just because of Loki. I had to see something that I really enjoyed outside of Loki. Outside of Loki, everybody else. I just noticed. I noticed a instant Straight Outta Compton connection. 2 of the guys out of Straight Outta Compton, Dr. Dre and Eazy-E, were in this movie.
Oh, the soldiers?
Yeah, the one soldier and the scientist. Yeah, so that's me. That's where my mind goes. I always make these stupid connections, like those 2 guys were in the movie together. There's 3 guys were in the movie together, but I'm half doing that out of doing the whole movie. But this was a good cast. Anybody else stands out?
I think everybody was really good in this. There wasn't normally I'll think of who's the worst, and honestly I can't think of like anyone who did a bad job in it. I did go in once we get in past the first section of the movie, so to speak, I did think that everybody is going to die.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's a spoiler, maybe it's not. You'll start thinking about Star Trek. You know how the red coat people were always the ones that were gonna die.
Yeah.
On Star Trek, you always knew that when they went to the new planet, that the guy in the red shirt was always the guy that was gonna die, and that was always the ongoing joke. There was a specific group in this movie that was like those red shirt Star Trek people. I'm not gonna say who they were, but almost from the very beginning of the movie, you'll know who it is. Like, oh yeah, these are the red shirts. These are the guys that they're not coming back.
The Expendables.
Yeah, these are the guys that aren't coming back, man. They're the Expendables. And then there's Kong.
He was a badass in this.
What do you think about the animation though? Like,
I think it's definitely. I mean, you can tell it's CGI.
Yeah. It felt the same, like the same tone. Obviously, the same producers and animators, right?
Yeah, I think
from Godzilla.
I think he felt a lot more brutal of a Kong than, say, if you compare this to like Peter Jackson. He was a lot more of a gangster type Kong.
A lot more of a damn gorilla.
He was huge.
I don't know. One thing that you notice from from the trailer is that
size matters.
One thing you notice from the trailer is that he walks upright. I was wondering why they didn't go with the traditional.
He is damn big in this, so I don't think it's. There's some there. Well,
he has the gorilla mannerisms. Yeah, he has the gorilla mannerisms. But whenever he was just chilling out and walking, like in the trailer, just showed like in the trailer, he stood up. All right, and I wonder if that's because he has to be eye to eye maybe with Godzilla.
Maybe because he would look a lot smaller. Because
if he's doing like if he's on his knuckles and eye to eye with Godzilla or half, then he would have to stand up no matter what. But I guess they decided to go that route, maybe because he's an evolved monkey or something.
I would say that if they keep the size the same, that he's still smaller than Godzilla.
I don't know, man. I'm trying.
He was big. Don't get me wrong, guys.
One thing that this movie made me want to do is go back and watch Godzilla.
Yeah.
For some reason, I want to watch it and I want to compare to what I saw because I really overall enjoyed it.
I can't wait for the mano a mano with Godzilla and Kong. It's going to be epic.
We got to go through another Godzilla. Okay, so from the trailer, those monsters that the skull crawlers.
Yeah, the skull crawlers.
Was those the same monsters from Godzilla?
The body shape was similar, but they were a little different. I actually thought these were a little cooler looking than the other ones.
Yeah, they were, because the ones from Godzilla, I think they had like those mouths that's like spread open, like.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, and they weren't as colorful, and like when these things.
Yeah, their arms were a little different. They weren't like reptile-ish, were they? They were more like reptiles, but they were more. Yeah, they were more bug than reptile. These were like reptiles.
And this was more gory too.
Yeah,
you'll see some gore in this.
Could you imagine like Godzilla and King Kong like sharing war stories? They're probably bitching at each other about who had it worse. Like, yo, you fighting some bugs? Oh yeah, well I'm on a fucking island with these damn things.
And Kong's not immortal, so he gets wounded.
Yeah, and Godzilla. I don't know. I just feel like, with that advantage with the firepower, man. I just think that the speed I think it's gonna balance perfectly when because Kong is so fast and he's I don't know, his movements are more human-like, so he's able to.
He might be stronger, but I don't know if he has as many tools at his disposal.
He may be stronger technically, and then but the Godzilla with the tail, the firepower, and all that, and probably the mind. I honestly probably think that their intelligence is probably almost even, maybe.
I think it's gonna be like a Batman Superman thing where they're not gonna fight to the death. They're gonna fight till a stalemate or something happens.
No, they're gonna fight until the big bad that's really the threat, and then either Godzilla
all right, buddy, let's do this.
One of them's gonna see the
Dylan,
other
you
one.
son of a bitch. And they're gonna smack hands and go after the guy.
I feel like one of them is gonna like they're gonna be fighting, and then all of a sudden the other big bad's gonna show up, and then one of the two is gonna see. Like Godzilla will then stop fighting or push King Kong out of the way and start fighting the thing, and then Kong is gonna realize,
bros. Man,
wait a second,
life.
Like you fight those things too? Oh yeah, like those things, and they give each other a high five, and then they're gonna probably form a Voltron.
Yeah,
but I don't know. That's just my thought. I think it was a good connection. It felt like the same.
It did. I will leave you on this. If you enjoyed Godzilla, you will like. You will
love this way more.
You're gonna like this
way more. The only criticism I had about Godzilla is the fact that they would cut away from the action. That was everybody's.
And they killed Bryan Cranston.
And they killed Bryan Cranston. So they really took a chance on this one. They didn't shy away from the action, so you'll love it. Everything that you felt was missing from Godzilla.
If you want to see a King Kong movie, you're gonna like this.
Yeah, if you want to see a real King Kong movie, yeah. I feel like having it on the island was perfect, and keeping it there made sense.
I was wondering about that, if they were going to leave.
If they were going to leave and whatnot. I noticed in the beginning, before we even watched the movie, some people that were sitting in the audience, one guy was thinking that this was a sequel to the original King Kong movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, it makes no sense. It's like these people don't know anything about King Kong. So, but on the original movie, he came to New York and he was a big mess and he got on the building. You said it a couple of times, like, dude, King Kong died in New York, climbing that building. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Except if you watch King Kong Lives. Woo!
Right? But overall, no, this is a standalone movie, just like Godzilla is a standalone, and then the powers are going to combine.
Right.
And I can't wait. I'm going to give it. So yeah, you're already familiar with the new rating system, right? Like we do a 1 out of 5 system. So 1 out of 5.
I say 4.
You're giving it a 4.
I give it a 4.
I'm gonna give it a 4 as well. This is and the 4 is not, so it's not like up there. 5 would have been an event film. This is an event film. Like this is like skip school, skip work kind of a thing to go see. No, it's not that, but it's definitely a blockbuster. It's gonna probably bust the damn block.
I think that when they have the sequel to this, where Kong and Zilla, it's gonna be like Jason.
Oh, that's gonna be
Kong
the event.
Zilla. That's gonna be the one that we may rake in $1 billion.
Hopefully that's a 5.
We'll see.
Now, 5 doesn't mean perfect film. Even a 5 would have its flaws, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 4, man. It's gonna make some money. You're gonna have a good time, and hopefully people will go out and check it out, man. I say go to the movie and see it in a big screen.
Yeah, see it on a big screen.
On a way bigger screen than we got.
Absolutely, go see it on IMAX or 3D or whatever. I don't know about 3D, but definitely if they have it on the bigger
IMAX,
screen.
Yeah, definitely IMAX. Yeah, the sound, everything.
And go see it at AMC.
Go see it at the AMC, man. They don't pay us, but who knows? Maybe after now, you know what we're talking about. But overall, yeah, that was a good film, and I can't wait to check it out again. So, about to go check out Godzilla now. And till next time, guys.